Hello friends, in this lecture we'll see some more information on complex integral. Some more information on complex integral, and the first is called weak form of Cauchy theorem. Weak form of Cauchy theorem. Okay, so what is this theorem? If f is equal to u plus iv, that is a complex valued function, analytic in an open set D. We know that what is meant by open set D. Such type of set is open set D containing a contour gamma. Such type of contour is there. I will call this as gamma with parametric interval AB. That is gamma of AB is contained in this D. That is gamma contained in D. Then integral over gamma f dash of z dz equal to f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a. What is meant by gamma at a? Gamma at a is the value of that curve at initial point, value of the curve at terminal point, and this is value of f at gamma at a, gamma at b, and this is the value of f at gamma at a. We have one such type of integral formula there. Integral from a to b, f dash of x into dx is equal to f of b minus f of a. We know this because its integral is f of and f from a to b. So you have this formula. In real variable function, isn't it? Real integral, definite integral. This is parallel with this now. Integral over gamma f dash at z dz equal to f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a. This is called fundamental theorem of integral calculus, that is in real integral calculus. And this is also called fundamental theorem or fundamental principle of complex line integral. Complex line integral. That is, the value of integral is independent of the path. What path you have chosen, that is not depend. It is depend only at endpoints, gamma at a and gamma at b. In particular, we have integral over gamma f of z dz equal to 0 if gamma is closed. If this curve is closed, means what? If the value of gamma at a and value of gamma at b is same, then value of f of gamma at a and f of gamma at b is also same. In that case, this whole integral becomes 0. Whole integral becomes 0. So if your gamma is closed. So integral of this function is independent on path. It is dependent on only endpoints. When if these two conditions are satisfied, your function should be analytic in that domain, and your contour. This is contour means continuous, differentiably continuous curve. It may be piecewise or may be whole continuous. This is curve with parametric interval AB, and this condition is satisfied. Then we have this one. That is integral over gamma f dash of z dz equal to f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a. We'll prove this. Let f be an analytic on D and gamma be initially a smooth curve. So there are two types of contours. One, smooth curve, and second, piecewise smooth curve. Smooth curve and it may be piecewise smooth curve. So for smooth curve, we'll prove first, then for piecewise smooth curve, we'll prove second. A smooth curve with gamma at AB contained in D, then f of gamma at t minus f of gamma at t0 divided by gamma at t minus gamma at t0 equal to f dash at gamma at t0 plus eta of gamma of t. For t belongs to t near t0, which is belongs to a and b, where eta of gamma, this composition, is continuous function of t on AB such that limit as t tends to t0, eta of gamma of t equal to 0. Can we write this? If it is a smooth curve means what? It is differentiable, differentiably continuous, derivative is also continuous, and we know that if I take limit as t tends to t0 of this one, what is it? This is our f dash at gamma at t0, isn't it? Because what is the definition of derivative? Limit as, right, h tends to 0 or x tends to a, f of x minus f of a divided by x minus a. We know that this is the definition of f dash at a. So limit as t tends to t0, f of gamma at t minus f of gamma at t0 upon gamma at t minus gamma at t0. This must be f dash at gamma at t0 plus limit of this function t tends to t0. And what we have given, it is equal to 0. So we have used just definition of that. Okay. So this can be done. This can be right. Okay. As t0 is arbitrary, the chain rule differentiation gives derivative of f of gamma t with respect to t is f dash at gamma t into gamma dash t. This is simple chain rule. On closed interval AB and f of gamma t is continuously differentiable for t belongs to closed interval A to B. Now, if we let f of gamma of t as it is complex valued function and gamma of t is your x of t plus I into y of t, we know that this is a curve. Curve can be parametrically represented by this one. So f of xt plus iyt, and as this is complex valued, this can be written as real part plus imaginary part. So u of x of t comma yt plus I into v of x of t comma yt. This can be written in terms of real and imaginary parts, which is equal to capital U of t plus I into capital V of t. Say means consider this as capital U of t and consider this as capital P of t. Okay, that is the case. Then derivative of f of gamma t is equal to f dash of gamma t into gamma dash t, which is equal to d by dt of this u of t plus I into v of t. That is d by dt of u of t plus I into d by dt of v of t. So this is same as this one. First one is same as this one and this one is same as this one. Since gamma is smooth, integrating both sides of the last expression we get. If I integrate this term, so if I take, so what about d by dt of gamma of t into gamma dash t is nothing but f dash of gamma of t into gamma dash t. If I take its integral over what? Gamma, that is means what? From a to b. Integral from a to b, and this is also integral from a to b. What will happen? Integral from a to b, f dash of gamma dash t dt becomes integral over gamma f dash of z dz. We know this is same as this, which is equal to integral from a to b d by dt of f of gamma of t, both are same, and this can be written as d by dt of u of t plus I into dv by dt from a to b. From a to b, you have to take integral. So integral over gamma f dash of z dz equal to integral from a to b t by dt of f of gamma t, which is equal to, isn't it? Is integral of this term, right? Which is same as integral of this term. Which is same as integral of this term. I think this is integral from a to b d by dt of u of t I dv by dt into dt, right? Into dt, and it becomes only u of t plus I v of t from a to b, and it is f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a. For this also, f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a. Okay, this is the case there. Small f of, so what is it? F of gamma at t is u of t. So this becomes u of b plus I into v of b. What is u of b? T is replaced by b plus I into v of b is f of gamma at b, Actually, this is not d by dt. It will be cancelled after integral. Okay. So this will get this about term. This is u of t plus I into v of t from a to b. This will give us u at b plus I into v at b in one bracket minus u at a plus I into v at a in other bracket. Now what is u at b plus I into v at b? U at b plus I into v at b, replacing t by b only. We get f of gamma at b. What is u at a plus I into v at a? It is f of gamma at a, which is this one. Therefore, integral over gamma f dash of z dz, which can be given by this, is equal to f of gamma at b minus gamma f of gamma at a. Okay. So this is when if it is smooth curve. Smooth curve. Now if it is continuous piecewise smooth, suppose gamma is piecewise smooth, then what we want to take, then choose a partition P of closed interval AB in which we have made the partitions T0, T1 up to Tn such that the restriction gamma k of gamma to Tk plus 1 for k equal to 0, 1 up to n minus 1 is smooth. That means what? If your suppose contour is of this type, so what we are making? From here to here, we have made one partition. So this is T0, T1, T2 and T3. Suppose this is not there. Up if our curve is of this type. T0, T1, T2, T3. Okay. So T0 to T1 it is smooth. T1 to T2 it is smooth. T2 to T3 it is also smooth. Such type of arrangement we have to make there. Therefore, integral over gamma f dash z dz equal to, if it is piecewise smooth curve, you can take integral from here to here, then from here to here, then from here to here, and so on. So summation from k equal to 0 to n minus 1, integral over gamma k f dash of z dz, which is equal to summation from k equal to 0 to n minus 1. But as piecewise smooth means what? It is smooth for every curve. For gamma 1 it is smooth, for gamma 2 it is smooth, for gamma 3 it is smooth. So that above theory can be used here. So summation from k from 0 to n minus 1, f of gamma k of tk plus 1 minus f of gamma k at tk you will get, as this is gamma k. If it is from t0 to t1, then it will get t1 minus t0. If it is from t1 to t2, here you will get t2 minus t1 and so on. Since each gamma k is smooth, and therefore in all, what will be this? F of gamma 0 of t1 minus f of gamma 0 of t0 plus f of gamma 1 of t2 minus f of gamma 1 of t1 and so on. So only endpoints will be there. That is f of gamma at tn will be there, and then f of gamma at a will be there. First will be initial point will be there minus 1, and last point will be f of gamma at b. F of gamma at b. So this type of situation will be there. So in both cases, you will get integral over gamma f dash of z dz equal to f of gamma at b minus f of gamma at a, which is called fundamental theorem of line integral. What is the use of that theorem? Means you can find the value of integral at only endpoints. The path is not so much important. So that is, integral is not dependent on that path. If capital F of z equal to small f dash at z, then integral from z1 to z2 capital F of z, that is small f of z, equal to f of z2 minus f of z1. This is simple remark from that. In particular, for a closed graph gamma, which is independent of path, we have integral over gamma f of z dz must be equal to 0. If it is closed path, means z1 equal to z2 hai, then these two value becomes same, and therefore this integral becomes 0. So for the closed path, this integral becomes 0. We have some example on this. Consider Ij equal to integral over gamma j z bar dz for j is equal to 1, 2, 3, where gamma 1 is the directed line segment from 0 to 1 plus I. Gamma 2 is the arc of the circle gamma 2 of 1 plus e to the power it. Right? Third, gamma 3 is the directed line segment from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to 1 plus I. So what we are doing here? we have to find three integrals. Which three integrals? I1, I2 and I3. For I1, your I1 is equal to integral over gamma 1 z bar dz. I2 equal to integral over gamma 2 z bar dz. Your f of z remains same. And I3 equal to integral over gamma 3 z bar dz. So we have to take the integral of same function along three different paths, gamma 1, gamma 2 and gamma 3. So first path is the directed line segment from 0 to 1 plus I. Now what is meant by directed line segment from 0 to 1 plus I? 0 is here, 0 comma 0, and 1 plus I means 1 comma 1. So this is the 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 1 will be somewhere here, right? This is 1 plus I. So we have given this as gamma 1. Gamma 1 is the directed line segment which joins 0 comma 0 to 1 plus 1 comma 1, that is 1 plus I. So we have to find integral of this f of z, that is z bar, with respect to z along this curve. Along curve gamma 1. Okay, we have to find. So I1 is equal to integral over gamma 1 z bar dz. Now gamma 1 of t. What is gamma 1 of t? It is a line segment from 0 to 1 plus I. That is, we know that the equation of line segment which joins 2 points A to B is nothing but 1 minus t into A plus t into B. This is the equation of line where t is a parameter which lies between 0 to 1. This is the equation of line which joins A and B, right? So gamma 1 at t is equal to 1 minus t into 0, because 0 is first point, plus t into second point is 1 plus I, for t belongs to 0 to 1. Now this is 0, we get 1 plus I into t. This is our zt, or we call it as z1t, whatever it may be. It is your zt. Curve is gamma 1t is 1 plus it. Okay, therefore your I1 becomes integral over gamma 1. Integral over gamma 1 means what? Now we have to see the value of t where gamma 1 lies, and it is 0 to 1. Therefore integral from 0 to 1, right? Zt means gamma t is 1 plus it zt. It's a bar into derivative of zt. That is, derivative of this term with respect to t is only 1 plus I into dt. Now, integral from 0 to 1, the bar of this is 1 plus it, it's a complex conjugate. It is 1 minus, means t plus it is there, it's a complex conjugate, is t minus it. So t minus it into 1 plus I into dt. Now here, what about this? 1 plus I is common to everything. So 1 plus I is a complex number that can be taken outside. 1 plus I into integral of t plus it. What is the integral of t plus it? T square by 2, correct? T square by, or you can take t also common, 1 plus I into 1 minus I, you will get, okay, that can be written as 1 minute. Okay, how you can write it as integral from 0 to 1, 1 minus I, right? 1 minus I into t into 1 plus I into dt. What about this? 1 plus I into 1 minus I, that is 1 square minus I square is minus 1. So you will get 2 into integral from 0 to t into dt, which is equal to 2 into t square by 2 from 0 to 1. And this can be written as 2 upon 2, that is 1. And from 0 to 1 means 1 minus 0, which is equal to 1, which is also same thing here. Just you are multiplying this by whole. And finding it. So 1 is the integral there. Okay, this is for first. Now for second. Now in second, gamma 2 is an arc of circle, right? 1 plus e to the power it. So what is this circle now? Joining 0 and 1 plus I. This is a circle having center at 1, right? Having center at 1. And what about radius? The radius is something this. R e to the power it. R e to the power it, R is 1 there. Okay. So your second curve is what? Gamma 2t is 1 plus e to the power it. This one. Center at 1. Radius is 1. Here. What curve you have taken? From 0 to 1 plus I. Curve from 0 to 1 plus I. 1 plus y is 0. So this is the curve on which we want to find the integral. This is the curve on which we want to find integral. Okay. So now for this, what is your angle? Because it is intersecting here. So angle is your pi by 2 to pi. Okay. So gamma 2t is 1 plus e to the power it, where t lies between pi by 2 to pi. Where t lies between pi by 2 to pi. Therefore, gamma 2 dash is I into e to the power it. So if your zt is 1 plus e to the power it, your z bar t becomes 1 plus e to the power minus t from pi by 2 to pi, I into e to the power it into dt. Just solving these, you will get this relation, minus 1 plus I into pi by 2 minus 1. Okay. Then along the curve gamma 3. What is your gamma 3? Gamma 3 is the directed line segment from 0 to 1 and then from 1 to 1 plus I. Directed line segment from 0 to 1 and 1 to 1 plus I. Means you have to obtain on this line integral. So C1 plus C2. So we will find integral along this curve and then integral along second curve. Along C1 and along C2. So integral over C1, that is first curve. What is the equation of this line? It joins 0 and 1. So you will get 1 minus t into 0 plus t into 1. So only we get t. So on that zt is t. So what is z bar t? It is remains t. So t, it's a derivative 1. So along C1 it is t into 1 d2. Along C2, it is a line segment joining 1 to 1 plus I. So 1 minus t into 1 plus t into 1 plus I. This is the equation. So what type of equation you will get? 1 minus t into 1 means 1 minus t plus it. Minus t plus t cancel, we get 1 plus it. Is it right? 1 plus it. Its bar is what? 1 minus it. Into derivative of 1 plus it is I only. So it is along this one. Therefore, integral from 0 to 1 t dt and integral from here also 0 to 1, right? 1 plus it dt. Integral from t varies from what? 0 to 1 here also. T varies from 0 to 1. So in both cases, you have taken t square by 2 from 0 to 1. It plus it square by 2 from 0 to 1. So you have taken 1 by 2, 1 plus 3. That means what? I1, I2, I3 all are different even though gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3 have the same initial and same terminal points. This is the example. Same initial and same terminal points. Then also, if curve changes, then integral also changes. If the curve changes, then integral also changes. So, integral is dependent on curve is also. Not only there. Integral is dependent on curve is also. Integral is dependent on endpoints also. That depend on what type of example you have given. It depends on what type of example you have given there. Okay. So this is one more example. You can go through this example. Now, if capital F is primitive of small f on D and gamma is a curve defined on closed interval AB2 complex, is a smooth curve in D, then f of integral over gamma f of gamma t gamma dash t is dt is equal to capital F of gamma at B minus capital F of gamma at A. Primitive means what? Capital F is primitive means what? F dash of t equal to capital F t. If this holds, because this is your f dash at z, which is equal to capital F of t, and therefore this is very easy to write there. Okay, easy to solve. If n is greater than or equal to 0 is an integer, then the primitive of z raised to n on C is z raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant. So that integral from z1 to z2, z raised to n dz is z, it's the integral from z1 to z2. That is z2 to the power n plus 1 minus z1 to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Note that integral over this gamma z raised to n dz equal to 0 if gamma is any smooth closed path omitting the origin and n is not equal to minus 1. Because n is equal to minus 1, this will be indefinite. So if n is not equal to minus 1 and if endpoints are same, that is z1 coincide with z2, then this becomes 0. 0 upon anything you will get 0. That is the case there. This is one more example. Gamma t is given here. Curve means zt is given, which is an arc joining 1 plus I to 0 as in the figure. 1 plus I to 0, this type. This is that curve. Right, up to here. We have to calculate integral over gamma z square dz. Note that z square is analytic in complex plane. Gamma lies in the domain of definition of z square. Therefore, the value of this integral over this path dependent on endpoints, and therefore I is equal to integral from 0 to 1 gamma 1 square of t gamma 1 dash at t into dt. So gamma 1 t is nothing but this one, 1 minus t 1 plus I plus t into 0 for t lies between 0 to 1, because it joins 1 plus I and 0. This is the equation. So you will get 1 plus I into 1 minus t. Thus I is equal to integral from 0 to 1. You have taken here it's a square, then derivative, small calculations are there, and after taking very basic calculations of integrations, we get minus of 1 plus I cube upon 3. Okay, that is the case there. So these are some examples. We don't want this corollary for your. So this is actually the basic part of your syllabus. Okay, actually in MSc syllabus is now from Cauchy-Gaussat theorem. We have given so many lectures on introductory things. Okay, so go through all these introductory things and then we will start our main syllabus.